half hour of entertainment with all the Amos and Andy characters, plus Bud Gluskin and his orchestra, and those famous Delta Rhythm Boys. Let's look in on the home of Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens, better known as the Kingfish and Sapphire. The time is noon. All morning, Sapphire has been cleaning up the house, and as the clock reaches the noon hour, she is about to go in and perform her most difficult and unpleasant job of the day.
George, dear, time to get up. I'll tickle him behind the ear with my finger.
Oh, flies. Get away, flies.
Georgie, dear, open your eyes. I'll run my fingers through his hair.
Don't cut it too short. Just use the clippers on the side.
George, get up. Well, I'll give him the ice water treatment. Where's that pitcher? How do you like this, George Stevens?
Coney Island. The water's fine. Come on in, everybody. I tell you, Andy, my wife threw me out of the house this morning, and I was sick all night long.
Was you very sick?
Oh, must have been, because I perspired so much. When I woke up, my nightgown, the whole bed soaking wet. Must have been a cold sweat, too. There was some ice cubes in bed.
Well, I'll tell you something, Kingfish. I can't understand women.
I wish somebody would explain them to me. Sapphire told me again today my association with you is the cause of everything.
Well, Sadie Simpson.
Yeah, what you doing here, Sadie?
Just on my way home. Been shopping in department stores all day. Is my dog barking?
Tell me this, Sadie. Is it true that business has fallen off in the stores right now?
I don't know. Something's happened, because them salespeople is getting politer by the minute.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. I asked one of them a question, and you know what? She answered it.
Let me sit down here and rest my feet. My puppies is really barking and yelping with it.
Yeah. Just them feet of yours ain't holding up no junior miss, you know.
What you talking about? I want you to know that I stepped on a scale in front of a store today, and the scale read 136.
Now, wait a minute. 130.
Who said I had both feet on there?
Tell me this. What do you really weigh, Sadie?
Well, I did get on the scale with both feet, and I dropped a penny in, and a little card come out.
Yeah, what did it say?
I looked at it, and it said on the card, "Ay, ay, ay."
Well, Sadie, did you hear the news? The Kingfish and Sapphire is at it again.
Kingfish, I just finished talking to your wife, and that's why I stopped by here. When I left her, she was getting ready to write her mama about the way you was acting.
Write her mama? That's a fine thing. If my papa could see how Sapphire treats me, he'd turn over in his grave. If he could see how she nags at me, he'd turn over in his grave. If he could hear how she always hollering at me, he'd turn over in his grave.
What's the old man bird in, a revolving door?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It must be some way that they can get themselves straightened out.
Look at here. I got an idea.
Uh-huh.
There's a radio program on there that straightens out married couples that's having arguments. The man that does it is named John J. McGuire. Why don't you and Sapphire get on the radio and let the man straighten you all out?
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah. Say, I'll get Sapphire to go on that program with me.
Yeah, that's good. Tell me, Sadie, this program that helps with married life, do the advice straighten out married couples?
Oh, sure. I know a couple that's been back 5 times.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Court of Marital Troubles continues. We present our next case, Mr. and Mrs. George Stevens.
Oh, that's us, Johnny. Come on, Sapphire.
Well, Mrs. Stevens?
It's all her fault, Johnny. She always nagging.
Just a minute. Let's let Mrs. Stevens speak first.
No.
Go ahead, Mrs. Stevens. What is your marital problem?
Mr. McGuire, my husband is lazy. He's a loafer. He sleeps all the time, and he won't get a job. I can't get him to go to work.
I'm busy working all the time.
Well, maybe your trouble is a financial one. Now, Mr. Stevens, tell me, how much money is left on your weekly paycheck after the government deducts its withholding tax?
After the government, When they start doing that?
You say you have quite a few arguments?
Yeah, but she's just like a mama. She argues all the time.
Ah, now we're getting to the root of it. How soon after your marriage did your mother-in-law come to live with you?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but I'm the only groom in the world that ever carried 2 women over the threshold. I know that.
That's not true, Mr. McGuire.
Your Honor, the man that said 3 on the match is bad luck ought to try 3 on the honeymoon once. And speaking of honeymoon, I never will forget, the hotel was crowded, so my wife and the mother slept at Niagara Falls, and I slept in Toronto.
Mr. Stevens, your wife seems to blame you for this unhappiness in your household.
That's a prefabrication. That's her fault. That's all her fault.
George Stevens, you're nothing but a low-down...
No names, please.
No names on it.
Mr. Stevens, I personally think that when it comes to being charming, you are decidedly inept.
I'm not inept. I just inept as the next guy even inept. That's what I am.
And another thing, he associates with a bum called Andy Brown, and he's getting more like Andy every day.
I is not. I'll never be the bum that he is.
I'm awfully sorry, but our radio time is up now. Mr. and Mrs. Stevens, the sponsor of the Court of Marital Troubles, wishes me to present you with their product, this large-sized bottle of Supreme Aspirin. It's free. Here is a year's supply.
Yeah, well, the way my wife nags at me, that'll be gone in a week.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Stevens. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Yeah, come on, Sapphire, let's get out of here.
I'm going to tell you something.
If I had a glass of water, I'd take 2 or 3 of these Supreme Aspirins right now.
George, I done reached the end of my rope.
Well, now, wait a minute.
I done stood all I can stand. George, this is the end.
Oh, honey.
I ain't fooling. George, I'm going home. I'm going to pack my things, and I'm going back to Mama. I'm through.
Oh, honey. Now, listen, Sapphire.
Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. Why can't we sit together and figure whether this is the right thing to do? I hate the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known. Can't we talk it over before it's over? Before you whisper goodbye forever, let's talk it over, dear.
Now listen, George. We were so in love the day love started. Who would think that we would soon be parted?
I just can't believe it's true, Sapphire, dear.
I make this appeal to you. Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. Can't we sit together and figure out whether this is the right thing to do? I hate the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known. Can't we talk it over, baby, before it's over? Before you whisper goodbye forever, let's talk it over, dear.
Oh, I tell you, Henry, me and my wife ain't getting along at all.
Well, all of us married couples has our little difficulties. Now, my wife has the distinction of possessing a rare combination. She's got a strong will and a stronger left jab.
You got a little of it, too, huh?
Oh, yes. You know, I myself was forced to take out personal household collision insurance.
Sure enough.
And frankly, we just finished one of our little tete-a-tetes, and I don't feel any too strong.
Yeah, you want an aspirin, Henry? I got 5 left.
Well, what seems to be your marital conglomeration, Kingfish?
Well, my wife blames me blames all of it on my association with Andy.
Mm-hmm.
So I done promised her that I'm going to break up with Andy. And that's what I'm waiting for now.
Well, if you've got to lose a friend, Andy's a good one to lose, as I know of.
Oh, I'm going to tell him cold turkey that I don't want to see him no more, don't want to be with him, I don't want to talk to him, just busting up.
Well, Andrew Brown.
Just a stranger I want to see.
Kingfish, I done been to see my lawyer. I'm going to sue you up one side and down the other. I heard that radio program last night. You said I was a bum. And my lawyer say I can sue you on the grounds of information of character.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. How can you do a thing like that to a pal? I just telling Henry here, of all the people in the world that I love, want to be friends with, it's you. Yeah, we got to be lifelong buddies.
Well, why did you call me a bum? Oh, my lawyer tells me I can get you for slander. I can get you for libel. I'm taking you to court, Kingfish.
Well, now, just a minute. There must be some illegitimate way of settling this out of court. You know, Andy, suing the Kingfish for what he's got doesn't promise very much.
Yeah, suing me ain't going to help you none, old pal. Partner deal, lifelong friend.
But I want to clear the good name of Andrew H. Brown.
Clear your good name. You better get yourself a bottle of ink remover, go down to the police station and pour it on the records if you won't clear yourself.
Calling me a bum. That's fringing on my character. That's personal.
Oh, calling you a bum. You can't sue me for that. That information's in public domain. Don't tell me what it is.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, calling me a bum stand on a corner is one thing. But it's something else when you say it on the radio and I get to be a nationwide bum.
Well, now, listen. That program that you was on, Kingfish, is only local. The information is only broadcast here in the community where we live.
Yeah, that's right, Andy.
Oh, well, that's all right then. The only people that hear that is my friends around here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing nationwide about you. You was a local bum. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now, that put a different angle on the thing.
Well, I'm glad to know your difficulties are straightened out. I'll see you later. Goodbye, boys.
So long, so long. And ain't no use tell you about it, but my wife's liable to leave me.
Well, ain't it something that you can do, buddy?
Yeah, I wish I could get some help somewhere.
Well, hiya, Shorty.
Come in, Shorty.
Well, look who's... I'm glad to see you. But what's cooking? Hiya, boys.
Shorty, something is going to happen. The Kingfisher's wife is going to leave him.
Oh, congratulations, Kingfish.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Shorty. She nags at me. She argues with me. She beats me. But I don't want her to leave me.
She beats you, and you don't want her to leave? Kingfish, you ought to be psychoalkalized.
No, I tell you, Shorty, I was really worried about her leaving him.
You know something? I was engaged to a gal once, and we were splitting her. And then she sent me a book for me to read so I would understand the woman's side of it.
What was the name of the book?
Miracles with Mink.
Did you give her some fur?
Oh, yeah. I sent her a fur scarf.
Mink?
No.
Leopard?
No.
Bobcat?
Clothes. Alley.
Well, the Kingfish don't know what to do to keep his wife from leaving him, Shorty.
Yeah, well, Kingfish, you ought to send your wife flowers.
Flowers? But, Shorty, she's still living.
Oh, Kingfish, what you talking about? You got it all wrong. A husband don't have to wait till his wife is dead to send her flowers.
He don't, huh?
Oh, no. You can send them to her when she's sick in the hospital.
Shorty, you has got an idea. I'm going to take her some flowers. I'll take her candy, too. I'll take her both of them at the same time. Oh, let's see. How can I get that money now? Where? I'll get that money some way, though.
After that, you won't have a worry in the world.
Well, there is one little thing that worries me, Shorty. My pal Andy here is mad with me because I said something about him on the radio.
Oh, who listens to the radio? Nobody will hear that. That'll never be heard by a soul.
Oh, good. So long, Shorty.
So long, Kingfish.
So long, Shorty.
So long, bum.
Well, here's the flowers and candy. It cost me $2.75. Leave I'll hide them behind the sofa and then get her to come in the parlor, and then I'll surprise her with them. Yeah, I'll put them right back here. Oh, Sapphire, dear.
Oh, hello, George. I didn't know you was home.
Honey, I got a surprise for you.
George, what happened to that $2.06 I had hid in the sugar bowl?
Oh, well,
George, you got a guilty look on your face, and I know you took it. That money was to buy food for the night's supper. If you spent it for anything else...
No, honey, no. That's just what I spent it for, food for the night's supper.
Oh. Well, what is we going to have for supper, George?
Chocolate chrysanthemum souffle. Well, come in, Gabby. where you been?
Yeah, ain't seen you for a couple of days.
Oh, hello, Kingfish. Hi, Bum. Been on jury duty, boys. Jury duty. And I've been on quite a jury, too. 11 women, and I was the only man.
11 women, and you was the only man, huh?
Yeah, and we was locked up all day.
Yeah. How'd you like that jury duty, Gabby?
Lovely, lovely.
While you and the 11 women was locked up there, how did you decide the case?
Is that what we're supposed to do in there?
Yeah.
Listen, Gabby, the Kingfish and his wife is fighting again.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sure, I'm sorry to hear that.
Gabby, in your law work, you has had a lot of experience with this kind of stuff. What is the best way for a husband and wife to keep from fighting?
Well, one thing, Kingfish, tell your wife that when she gets mad at you, count up to 10. Just count up to 10, that's all.
You think that'll do it, huh?
Oh, you'll be perfectly safe.
I will, huh?
Yeah, but when she gets to 11, duck.
Say, Gabby, look here. I gotta have happiness at home. My wife is at me all the time. How can we be happy?
Not but one way to handle it, Kingfish. Not but one way. You has got to be the master of the house, the complete master.
Sure enough.
When a man goes in the cage with the lions, them lions can't know that he's scared of them. He's got to be the master. And you got to go home and be the master of your house. Speak right up, just like a lion tamer.
Yeah, I'll go home like a lion tamer. I'll be the master. I'll let her know who's boss.
Yeah, this might turn the trick.
Gabby, this might do it. And if your suggestion works out, she might love me and never let me out of her sight again. What would you think of that?
Love? No, ain't nothing lovely about that. No.
Sapphire, come here a minute. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
George, is you sick?
I want you to know from now on that I is the master of this house. I is the lion tamer of this cage. And from now on, I want you... Now, wait a minute, honey. Now, wait a minute. Put that vase down, honey. Don't do that.
Ha, ha, ha. Silly boy.
Necessity, that most unnecessary thing, necessity. What throws a monkey racing? A fellow's good intention. That nasty old invention.
My feet want to dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade. The Lord says go out and have fun.
But the landlord says your rent ain't paid. Necessity. It's plain to see. What a lovely old world, yes, silly old world could be. But man, it's all in a mess. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. Account of necessity. The jail would never been there except for folks who been there. Well, how did I get in there?
Necessity.
Necessity. My feet wanna dance in the sun. My head wants to rest in the shade.
The Lord says, go out and have fun.
But the landlord says...
Your rent ain't paid.
Necessity.
Necessity, that's the maximum that a minimum thing could be. But man, it's all in a mess. I must confess, there's nothing more than less unless.
Well, the ender is that one word I've been telling you about, and that is...
Necessity.
Necessity.
Well, come in, Kingfish.
Yeah, hi, Kingfish. How did that lion tamer stuff come out with you?
Well, let me sit down here, boys. My head is still throbbing from being the master. Yeah, I'd like to see Clyde Beatty go in my house one.
Yeah.
Andy was telling me about this master stuff that you was going to try. Tell me this, Kingfish. What happened when you started that stuff? Well, you cracked me with a veer. Oh, I've been subconscious for the last 6 hours.
That'll do it, all right. What's your next move?
Well, boys, I've been thinking the thing over, so I went to my wife. I got her in the room, and I come up with my subconscious stuff. I say to her, I say, Sapphire, come here, I want to have a talk with you.
Yeah.
So we done had a heart-to-heart talk. We sit there on the side of the bed, and she herself is done worked out a plan.
Yeah?
Well, what is the plan, Kingfish?
Yeah, what is the thing?
She told me to go ahead for a few days, just like I was a single man, and see how I like that. She even told me to go ahead, call up some girl, take her out to supper. She said that might learn me to appreciate her. Well, I have heard of these marital vacations. Might be a good idea, and you'll care. Well, good luck to you. I'm going to get on home, take my wife to a picture show. So long.
So long, so long.
He's going to take his wife to a picture show. He ain't got no fight in him at all, is he?
Nah. Well, tell me this, Kingfish. What is you going to do about this marriage vacation?
Oh, I'm going to do exactly what my wife said do. I'm going to call up a girl. She told me to do it.
No fooling. Who you going to call?
Yeah, I went down in the basement in my trunk, and I got out my little black book that I used to have, and here it is. Let's look in here. Wait a minute here now.
Yeah.
Oh, here one right here. Andrew, she is something. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember how she used to smile. One of the prettiest girls in town. Well, here I go, son.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, this marital vacation is something, ain't it?
Yeah, maybe she got a friend. I could use a vacation, too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, this is the best idea Sapphire ever had.
Hello?
Could I speak to Trixie?
Speak to who?
Trixie.
Trixie. Oh, yes. Hey, Mama.
That's all. I got to hang this thing up here.
Yeah, well, what happened, Kingfish? Who answered the phone?
Her baby. Yeah, but, well, Andy, as long as I got a marriage vacation, I might as well enjoy it. Yeah, here's another gal in the book here. Look here, under the S's.
Yeah?
There's Cynthia. I'll dial that one, too. Here I go.
If her baby answers this one and it's a girl, find out how old she is.
Hello?
Hello, Cynthia.
Yes.
Cynthia, this is an old friend of yours, George Stevens.
George Stevens. George. Not stupid Stevens.
Yep, that's me. Yeah.
Well, for goodness sake. Yes, Stoop, I remember you with all that bushy hair. Do you still part your hair in the middle?
Yeah, but the part is about 4 inches wider now.
Well, I still remember the last time I saw you, Stoop. You took me home and we were standing on the porch, and the last thing you said to me was that you would phone me. That was 19 years ago.
Well, Cynthia, I've been awfully busy, honey. And the reason I phoned you is because I had something to ask you.
Well, what is it, Stoop?
How about me and you having supper together tonight just the way we used to?
The way we used to? I'm sorry, Stoop. I just can't afford it. Goodbye.
How'd you come out, Kingfish?
Oh, she done develop into a tightwad. That's what she is.
You gonna try some more?
Oh, this marriage vacation ain't nothing, Andy. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, listen, Kingfish, I've been thinking about your trouble, and I talked to a friend of mine. He told me the name of a man, Professor Hotchkiss. He say he really does a great job in straightening out married couples' trouble.
Jonah?
Yeah, I got his name. Here it is right here on this piece of paper. Say here, write to Professor John Hotchkiss. And there's the post office box in Harlem. And I put down there, your marriage trouble solved.
Andy, you give me an idea. Thank you, pal.
It's awful nice having you for supper tonight, Andy.
Well, thank you, Sapphire.
Yeah. Wonderful supper, too, honey.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Boy, there sure is a lot of happiness in this household.
Oh, yeah, it's been this way for 2-3 days, Andy.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, my bride here has been so sweet, I guess it kind of reflected in me.
Well, I learned one thing in the last few days, and that is to be a little tolerant to the one you married to. To just take him the way he is and try to apply the golden rule.
How'd you happen to find that out?
Well, I'm going to make a little confession and tell you a secret.
A secret?
A few nights ago, George, I went through the pockets of your trousers, and I found a note saying to write to Professor Hotchkiss to get advice on marriage trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote him, and he wrote me the advice. So that little piece of paper I found in your pocket is my secret.
Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. I put that note in my pants pocket when I went to bed that night because I knew you'd find it there.
I'm going to tell you both a secret.
Oh, what's that, Andy?
I is the one that wrote you that letter. I is Professor Hotchkiss.
Managua, Nicaragua is a beautiful town. You buy a hacienda for a few pesos down. You give it to the lady you are trying to win. But Papa doesn't let you come in. Managua, Nicaragua is a heavenly place. You ask a senorita for a legal embrace. She answers you, caramba, scramba, bambarito. In Managua, Nicaragua, that's snow. I have been to many tropic ports. I might include even Brooklyn.
If you're ever feeling out of sorts, I'd like to recommend a look in
Managua, Nicaragua, what a wonderful spot. There's coffee and bananas and a temperature hot. So take a trip in on a ship, go sailing away across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua, ole. Managua, Nicaragua is the town you'll adore. A kiss from senorita has you pleading for more. Before you take a second one, you've got to propose. Her papa leads you out by the nose. Managua, Nicaragua is really the top. You buy a big sombrero from a neighborhood shop, and then the girls will follow you like in a parade, because they want to walk in the shade. You can see some enchiladas all the day long, provided that the stomach is especially strong. So take a trip and on a ship go sailing away. Across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua. Across the agua to Managua, Nicaragua.
Show has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.